The fast food empire is collapsing before our eyes. Chains that once seemed untouchable are vanishing, one shuttered location at a time. Rising costs, changing consumer tastes, and fierce competition have created a perfect storm that's erasing brands you've known your entire life. Some are already bleeding millions. Others are trapped in lawsuits that could sink them overnight. And many are simply becoming irrelevant as younger customers walk right past their doors. What's coming in the next few months will shock you. These aren't small regional chains, they're household names with decades of history, billions in revenue, and thousands of locations. But history doesn't pay the bills, and nostalgia can't fix broken business models. In this video, we're exposing 8 major fast food chains facing extinction. The evidence is undeniable. Financial data, industry reports, and insider warnings all point to collapse. Stick around, because the last few names will genuinely surprise you. Let's dive into the chains that might not make it to 2026, starting with the ones already circling the drain. Number 1, Checkers and Rallies. This drive-through only chain should have been perfectly positioned for success in our fast-paced world. But instead of thriving, it's drowning in problems that keep getting worse. The biggest issue plaguing this brand isn't competition or changing tastes. It's something far more serious: health inspection failures that would make your stomach turn. Location after location has been hit with violations ranging from rodent infestations to employees handling food with bare hands. In 2024 alone, dozens of Checkers and Rallies restaurants were temporarily shut down by health departments across multiple states. When customers can't trust that their food is safe to eat, the brand is finished. Word spreads fast on social media, and once you're known as the place with health problems, recovery becomes nearly impossible. But the health issues are just the tip of the iceberg. The financial situation is equally grim. Franchisees are walking away from their contracts, unable to turn a profit even with the supposedly low overhead of a drive-through only model. Rising food costs have squeezed margins to the breaking point, while labor shortages mean many locations can't maintain consistent service. The parent company has been scrambling to find solutions, but every attempt falls flat. They've tried menu revamps, pricing adjustments, and even technology upgrades, but nothing addresses the core problem. The brand has lost credibility with both customers and franchise operators. When your business model depends on fast, cheap food, and you can't deliver either safely or profitably, you're in serious trouble. Customer reviews paint a brutal picture. Long wait times, inconsistent food quality, and dirty facilities are common complaints. Many locations look run down and understaffed, giving off the vibe of a brand that's given up. Even loyal customers who remember the good old days are starting to go elsewhere. The writing is on the wall for Checkers and Rallies. Unless they can completely overhaul their operations, restore customer confidence, and fix their financial model, this drive-through chain could disappear entirely by 2026. Number 2, Steak and Shake. Once an American icon known for premium burgers and hand-dipped milkshakes, Steak and Shake has fallen from grace in spectacular fashion. The chain that built its reputation on quality and service is now synonymous with closures, franchise disputes, and broken promises. The transformation has been devastating to watch. What started as a beloved sit-down restaurant chain has been systematically dismantled by ownership that seems more interested in quick profits than long-term success. Hundreds of company-owned locations have been shuttered, leaving former employees jobless and loyal customers with nowhere to go. The franchise model they've pushed as a solution has turned into a nightmare. New franchise operators are required to invest significant capital up front, but many are discovering that the numbers simply don't add up. Food costs are higher than projected, labor expenses keep climbing, and customer traffic isn't meeting expectations. The result is a growing number of franchise failures and bitter legal disputes. Behind the scenes, the situation is even worse. Former executives have spoken out about a company culture focused on cost-cutting at all costs, even when it meant sacrificing the quality that made the brand famous. Portion sizes have shrunk, ingredients have been cheapened, and service standards have plummeted. The iconic Steak and Shake experience with table service and real plates has been replaced by a fast casual format that pleases no one. It's not fast enough to compete with true fast food, and it's not good enough to justify the higher prices. Customers who remember what the brand used to be feel betrayed, while new customers simply choose better options. Financial reports show a company bleeding money with debt levels that would make most investors run for the hills. The parent company has tried various restructuring plans, but each one seems to make things worse. Store closures continue to accelerate, and franchise operators are jumping ship as fast as they can. Industry analysts are increasingly pessimistic about Steak and Shake's chances of survival. The brand that once represented American dining culture is now a cautionary tale about what happens when you abandon everything that made you special in the first place. Number 3, Del Taco. While Taco Bell dominates the Mexican-inspired fast food space, Del Taco has been struggling to find its place in an increasingly crowded market. The acquisition by Jack in the Box was supposed to provide stability and resources for growth, but instead, it's highlighted just how vulnerable this regional chain really is. The fundamental problem with Del Taco is geography. The brand has strong recognition and loyalty in California and a few surrounding states, but it's virtually unknown everywhere else. Attempts to expand nationally have largely failed, with new locations in unfamiliar markets struggling to build customer bases from scratch. Meanwhile, the competition has gotten fierce. Taco Bell continues to innovate with new menu items and aggressive marketing campaigns. Chipotle has captured the premium Mexican food segment, and regional players like Qdoba and Moe's have carved out their own niches. Del Taco finds itself caught in the middle with no clear competitive advantage. The menu itself has become part of the problem. Del Taco's attempt to be everything to everyone, offering both Mexican food and American classics like burgers and fries, has created an identity crisis. Customers don't know what the brand stands for, and the kitchen operations are more complex than competitors who focus on a narrower menu. Financial performance has been disappointing since the acquisition. Same-store sales growth has been minimal, and new store openings have slowed to a crawl. The parent company is starting to question whether Del Taco is worth the investment, especially when other brands in their portfolio are performing better. Franchise operators outside of California are reporting significant challenges. Without the brand recognition that exists in Del Taco's home market, these locations struggle to compete with better-known national chains. Many are barely breaking even, and some have already closed permanently. The writing seems to be on the wall for Del Taco's expansion dreams. If the brand can't prove its viability outside of its core California market, it may be forced to retreat to its regional roots or face elimination entirely by 2026. Number 4, Quiznos. Remember when Quiznos was everywhere, when those toasted subs were the hottest thing in fast casual dining? Those days are long gone, and what's left of this once mighty chain is barely hanging on by a thread. The collapse of Quiznos is one of the most dramatic downfalls in fast food history. At its peak, the chain boasted over 5,000 locations worldwide. Today, that number has shrunk to fewer than 200 in the United States. That's not a decline, that's a complete implosion. The problem started with a franchise model that was predatory from the beginning. Corporate forced franchisees to buy ingredients and supplies exclusively from them at inflated prices, making profitability nearly impossible. When Subway began offering toasted subs and undercutting Quiznos on price, the house of cards came tumbling down. But the real killer has been the inability to adapt. While competitors embraced delivery apps, mobile ordering, and loyalty programs, Quiznos remained stuck in the past. The few remaining locations feel like time capsules from 2005, complete with outdated equipment and worn-out interiors that screams desperation. Current franchise owners describe a nightmare scenario. Corporate support is virtually non-existent. Marketing budgets are laughable, and supply chain issues make consistent operations impossible. Many locations are running on borrowed time, with owners just trying to recoup their initial investment before walking away. The brand has changed hands multiple times, with each new ownership group promising a turnaround that never materializes. The latest owners talk about revitalization plans and new concepts, but industry insiders aren't buying it. When you've lost 95% of your locations, there's no coming back from that kind of devastation. Customer loyalty has evaporated completely. Most people under 25 have never even heard of Quiznos, while older customers who remember the brand assume it's already out of business. The few locations still operating report dismal foot traffic, with many struggling to serve even a dozen customers per day. Quiznos isn't just failing, it's already failed. The question isn't whether it will survive until 2026, it's how much longer the remaining locations can keep their lights on. This is a zombie brand, technically alive but essentially dead. Number 5, Long John Silver's. Seafood fast food seemed like a great idea back in the day, but Long John Silver's is discovering that specializing in fried fish and chicken isn't the gold mine it used to be. The chain is disappearing from the American landscape faster than you can say fish and chips. The fundamental problem is that seafood fast food is a shrinking market. Health-conscious consumers are avoiding fried foods, while younger demographics show little interest in traditional fish dishes. Long John Silver's target audience is literally aging out, and they're not being replaced by new customers. Location closures have become routine, with dozens of stores shutting down each year. The remaining locations are increasingly clustered in small towns and rural areas where competition is limited. But even these markets are proving challenging, as rising seafood costs make profitable operations nearly impossible. The menu itself has become a liability. While competitors offer diverse options and healthier alternatives, Long John Silver's remains stuck with a limited selection of fried seafood that fewer people want to eat. Attempts to expand the menu with chicken and other proteins have confused the brand identity without solving the core problem. Franchise operators are abandoning ship in record numbers. The combination of high food costs, low customer traffic, and expensive equipment maintenance creates a perfect storm of financial disaster. Many former franchisees report losing their life savings trying to make locations profitable. Corporate leadership has been largely absent, offering little support for struggling locations. Marketing efforts are minimal, and innovation is non-existent. The brand feels abandoned by its own parent company, which seems more focused on other concepts in their portfolio. The real estate footprint tells the story. Long John Silver's has gone from over 200 locations at its peak to fewer than 650 today, and that number keeps shrinking. Many remaining locations are in strip malls and standalone buildings that look tired and outdated. Customer reviews are brutal. Complaints about food quality, service speed, and cleanliness are common. The brand that once positioned itself as a quick seafood alternative now struggles to deliver on even basic expectations. Long John Silver's isn't adapting to modern consumer preferences, and there's no sign that will change. The seafood fast food niche is disappearing, and this chain is going down with it. Number 6, Boston Market. What was once a promising fast casual concept built around rotisserie chicken and home-style sides has devolved into a cautionary tale of mismanagement and missed opportunities. Boston Market is hemorrhaging locations while fighting legal battles that could finish off what's left of the brand. The chain's problems are multi-layered and getting worse. Wage theft lawsuits have plagued multiple locations, creating negative publicity that drives customers away. When your brand is associated with mistreating employees, building customer loyalty becomes nearly impossible. But the legal issues are just symptoms of deeper operational problems. Food quality has declined significantly, with many locations serving reheated, dried-out chicken that bears no resemblance to the fresh rotisserie experience the brand promises. Customer complaints about food safety and freshness have skyrocketed. The business model itself is flawed for today's market. Boston Market positioned itself between fast food and casual dining, but that middle ground is disappearing. Customers want either ultra-convenience or a true dining experience, not the awkward hybrid that Boston Market offers. Competition has intensified from multiple directions. Grocery stores now offer hot bars with similar food at lower prices. Meal kit services provide convenient home cooking options. And delivery apps bring restaurant-quality food directly to customers' doors. Boston Market's value proposition has been undermined from every angle. Financial performance has been disastrous. The parent company has been forced to close hundreds of locations, with many shuttered overnight without notice to employees or customers. The remaining stores operate with skeleton crews and minimal investment in maintenance or improvements. Franchise operators describe a system in chaos. Corporate support is inconsistent, supply chain problems are frequent, and profitability is elusive. Many franchisees have walked away from their contracts rather than continue losing money. The brand identity has become confused and diluted. Attempts to modernize the menu and service model have alienated traditional customers without attracting new ones. Boston Market no longer knows what it wants to be, and neither do its customers. Market research shows that Boston Market's customer base has shrunk by over 40% in the past 3 years. The remaining loyal customers are mostly older demographics who remember when the brand was good. Younger consumers have never developed an attachment to Boston Market, and they're unlikely to start now given the current state of most locations. Industry experts are pessimistic about Boston Market's survival prospects. The combination of legal troubles, operational failures, and a fundamentally flawed business model creates an almost impossible situation to overcome. Unless new ownership can completely reinvent the brand and pour massive resources into rebuilding, Boston Market could be extinct by 2026. Number 7. Church's Chicken. In the brutal chicken wars dominating fast food, Church's Chicken is getting absolutely destroyed by its competitors. While Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, and KFC continue to innovate and expand, Church's has been left behind, struggling with an identity crisis that could prove fatal. The chicken sandwich craze that exploded across America completely passed Church's by. While Popeyes created a cultural phenomenon with their chicken sandwich launch and Chick-fil-A maintained their premium position, Church's watched from the sidelines as billions of dollars in sales went to competitors. Their attempts to capitalize on the trend came too late and fell flat with consumers. But the real problem runs deeper than missed opportunities. Church's Chicken hasn't invested in the infrastructure needed to compete in today's market. While competitors embrace mobile ordering, delivery partnerships, and loyalty programs, Church's locations often lack even basic technology upgrades. Many stores still operate like it's 2010, with outdated point-of-sale systems and no digital presence. The franchise model is crumbling under pressure. Many operators report that corporate support is virtually non-existent, leaving them to fight established competitors with inferior resources. Training programs are inadequate, marketing support is minimal, and supply chain issues create constant operational headaches. Customer experience has deteriorated significantly. Reviews consistently mention long wait times, inconsistent food quality, and poor service. While Chick-fil-A builds customer loyalty through exceptional service, and Popeyes creates buzz with bold flavors, Church's offers neither efficiency nor excitement. Financial performance reflects these operational failures. Same-store sales have declined for multiple consecutive quarters, while competitors continue posting growth. New store openings have slowed to a crawl, and existing locations are struggling to maintain profitability in the face of rising costs and declining traffic. The brand positioning has become confused and outdated. Church's traditional Southern comfort food approach feels stale compared to Popeye's Louisiana-style boldness or KFC's innovative limited-time offerings. The menu lacks distinctive items that would give customers a reason to choose Church's over better-known alternatives. Location quality varies wildly, with many Church's restaurants looking tired and neglected. While competitors invest in modern designs and clean, welcoming environments, Church's locations often feel like relics from another era. This creates a negative first impression that drives potential customers away. The competitive landscape has shifted dramatically, and Church's hasn't kept pace. In markets where all the major chicken chains compete directly, Church's consistently finishes last in customer preference surveys. Brand recognition among younger consumers is practically non-existent. Without a major reinvention and significant capital investment, Church's Chicken faces elimination from the increasingly crowded chicken segment. The brand that once held a respectable position in the market is now fighting for survival against superior competitors. Number 8. Blaze Pizza. The fast casual pizza boom seemed unstoppable just a few years ago, with Blaze Pizza leading the charge alongside competitors like Mod Pizza and Pieology. But the bubble has burst, and Blaze is discovering that rapid expansion doesn't guarantee long-term success. The fundamental flaw in Blaze's strategy was prioritizing growth over profitability. The chain expanded aggressively, opening hundreds of locations in a short time frame without ensuring each market could sustain the business. Many locations were placed in oversaturated markets where multiple pizza options competed for the same customers. Consumer behavior has shifted away from the fast casual dining model that Blaze depends on. The convenience of delivery apps has made it easier to order from established pizza chains like Domino's and Pizza Hut, which offer broader menus and more competitive pricing. Blaze's customizable pizza concept, once novel, now seems unnecessary when customers can order exactly what they want from traditional pizzerias. Operational costs have spiraled out of control. The made-to-order model requires more labor and higher quality ingredients than traditional pizza chains, but customers aren't willing to pay premium prices for what they perceive as fast food. This creates a profitability squeeze that makes sustainable operations nearly impossible. Franchise partners are expressing serious concerns about the business model's viability. Many report that break-even points are much higher than originally projected, and achieving meaningful profitability remains elusive. The high labor costs associated with custom pizza preparation eat into margins that were already thin. The competitive response from established players has been devastating. Domino's and Pizza Hut have improved their quality while maintaining cost advantages. Local pizzerias offer more authentic experiences, and other fast casual concepts provide better value propositions for health-conscious consumers. Marketing efforts have failed to create lasting brand loyalty. While Blaze generated initial buzz with celebrity investors and trendy positioning, customer retention has been poor. Many people try Blaze once or twice but return to more familiar options for regular pizza consumption. Real estate challenges compound the operational difficulties. Many Blaze locations are in high-rent shopping centers and urban areas where foot traffic hasn't returned to pre-pandemic levels. The economics that made sense during the fast casual boom no longer work in today's market reality. Store closures have accelerated significantly, with dozens of underperforming locations shuttered in recent months. The remaining stores are clustered in markets where the concept still has some traction, but even these are struggling with declining sales and rising costs. The investment community has lost confidence in the fast casual pizza segment. Funding for expansion has dried up, and existing investors are looking for exit strategies rather than additional capital commitments. This financial pressure limits Blaze's ability to adapt or reinvest in struggling locations. Industry analysts increasingly view Blaze Pizza as a cautionary tale about the dangers of rapid expansion without sustainable unit economics. The chain that once seemed poised to revolutionize pizza is now fighting to avoid complete collapse. The path forward for these 8 chains is narrowing quickly. While each faces unique problems, the same themes keep surfacing: shifting consumer preferences, rising costs, outdated operations, and brutal competition. What makes this particularly alarming is the speed of decline. Brands that were opening new locations just a few years ago are now shutting doors and bleeding customers at an accelerating pace. The fast food industry has become ruthless. Customers expect speed, quality, and value all at once, and loyalty vanishes the moment a better option appears. Social media amplifies every failure. One viral video of a dirty kitchen or rude employee can cause lasting damage. Meanwhile, successful competitors have embraced digital ordering, delivery integration, and app-based loyalty programs, while these struggling brands remain stuck in the past. Financial pressures only intensify the crisis. Labor costs and food inflation squeeze margins. Many locations operate at a loss, sustained by corporate subsidies that won't last. Franchisees face bankruptcy, employees lose jobs overnight, and communities lose dining options that once served as gathering places. The franchise model itself has turned toxic, with lawsuits and disputes replacing collaboration. Investors and suppliers have noticed. Access to capital is drying up, marketing budgets can't compete with industry giants, and vendors are pulling back credit. Even real estate, once an asset, now highlights decline as empty storefronts with "for lease" signs replace familiar logos. Consumer behavior has shifted toward 2 poles: ultra-convenient giants like McDonald's or premium experiences like Chipotle. Chains stuck in the middle are increasingly irrelevant. Regional brands, food trucks, and delivery-only kitchens are filling the gaps faster and more efficiently. Without dramatic reinvention, these 8 chains won't just struggle, they'll disappear entirely. The writing isn't just on the wall, it's in bold, permanent marker. The fast food apocalypse isn't coming. It's already here. These 8 chains aren't just struggling, they're hemorrhaging money, customers, and hope at a pace that would have seemed impossible just 5 years ago. By 2026, some of these names will exist only in our memories and old photographs. The brands that survive will be the ones bold enough to completely reinvent themselves, and ruthless enough to abandon everything that isn't working. The rest will join the growing graveyard of restaurant chains that couldn't adapt fast enough to survive.